Well, welcome everyone. This is the Doctor of Digital podcast. This is the only podcast that is set up for CEOs and business leaders who want to expand their business using social audio. And I have a special guest today. I've been trying to convince Derrick to come on the show for a while because I have a personal interest in this. I had mentioned to him that some years ago, I was the chair of the Historical Commission. And it's really hard to get information from townships, municipalities, and that's exactly what he does. So stick around the end of the show and also got a free complimentary offer for you. So with that, I'm going to introduce my guest today. I'm glad to have him. Derrick Koenig is from the government contracting opportunity business, and I'm really interested to hear what he has to say to us. He's the founder and CEO of Ontopical. Now, he's been doing this for about 5 years. And I also wanted to mention as well, too, that he also volunteers to help technical entrepreneurs. And I really appreciate that. So anybody who gives back to the community. So really like to see people that and encourage them that way. So if you want to get a hold of them, please do that as well. So with that as an introduction, Derrick, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on today. And could you tell us a little bit about your background? Glad to see you.
Yeah, thanks, Mick. Yeah, great to be here. Really excited to be on your show. Yeah, my background is I am an engineer, mechanical engineer. I spent about 20 years working for large multinational engineering firms.
Okay.
Had my own engineering firm that eventually was acquired by a company out of Germany. But yeah, spent the bulk of my career doing work that was tied to proposals and RFPs.
Gotcha. So now this has been a while now. So you tell the time and just go, okay, it's been a while. So what would you say are some of the biggest changes, because it is spanning some years now? What has happened over the years that you've seen throughout your experience?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest changes is probably two things. One is the amount of publicly available information.
Sure.
And the ability that provides for service and product suppliers to really get in front of opportunities. So, I think there's a lot of information out there now. Government transparency has been kind of top of mind and improving and increasing over the years. But there hasn't really been a good solution for understanding all that information that's being published. And when you combine that with the current state of artificial intelligence and machine learning, it does present a pretty significant opportunity.
Sure. And that might be tying into a question that occurred to me as well, too, some hot growth areas. And see, one of the problems that I found, and that's why I wanted to get you on the show, is that, yes, there's a lot of data, but having worked with a lot of data, that's part of the problem too. They got to wade through all this data and some human being has got to assimilate it. But I think that's an interesting point. So that might be a hot growth area. Can you tell us a little bit about AI and machine learning and things like that?
Yeah, I think the hot growth area is really, in this case, is really tied to sales tech, and using technology to surface meaningful information from what is actually a massive, not only is it a massive data set, but it's completely unstructured. So I'll often share with people that, municipalities and public sector organizations are doing a great job of making all their information available, their meetings, their budgets, their planning documents, but it's a little bit like they're all dumping, or they're all backing up to a landfill and dumping all this information in. It's all there. But it is really tough to find what you're looking for. So, I think the hot growth areas, and when you look at sales tech, there's been a lot of opportunity in recent years around, lead lists and contact lists and figuring out how you or who you could reach out to. I think the real opportunity is to really narrow in on who you should be reaching out to.
Yep. And I think that's another key point there, because that becomes, for a business or someone who wants to deal with a municipality, how do you wade through all that? So this is also one of the difficulties on the sales side, because then you're trying to get somebody who's had a personal contact and then that personal contact is gone or that person has been replaced, and getting that data and wading through that landfill is part of the difficulty that they run into. So what would you recommend individuals or business owners to do based on your experience when they think about what it is that you can do and how you can assist them?
Yeah, I think what I would recommend is thinking not about who you can and who you could reach out to and how to get a hold of them, but think about it more along the lines of um, who has a problem that is well suited for your solution, right? And understanding what that conversation might look like so you can identify those problems. So I often will tell people, can you imagine if every time you got hungry, your doorbell rang and there was a pizza on your front step, right? That's someone reading your mind, knowing what your problem is.
Yeah.
And there's something to that. We have had customers of ours who have reached out to cities, won contracts with cities. And the nice part of it is it's not just our customers winning the contracts, the cities are saying very regularly, how on earth did you know we needed you?
Hmm. So it's finding a good question and a solution for them. Like you said, if the pizza showed up, I'd be big as a house because I love the pizza. So I got that part. But somebody who could anticipate what you need. Could you drill down a little bit on that? And like, what kinds of things do you do and how do you do it? Now, what type of expertise would you offer a business owner or an individual who could engage with your services?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Our approach to this is, we literally go into this landfill, we gather all this data, and we make it searchable. So, the key is to figure out, how your customer is talking about their problem. And we do see one of the challenges is that the public sector and private sector sometimes use different language, right? So the assistance that we provide is the ability to monitor thousands of locations very easily to see who is talking about problems that are tied to your solution, so that you can really narrow your efforts and really reach out and serve those who need you the most, rather than blanket reaching out to 100,000 local government organizations across North America, when ultimately what you really need to be doing is understanding who's talking about that problem for which you have a solution.
I see. Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. And I think it's a really valuable service. And I certainly could appreciate that and understand what you're doing better now that we've had the conversation along those lines. So if someone was interested, and somebody's hearing the podcast and they understand a better idea of what it is that you do and your company does, how would you recommend that they get a hold of you? What's some easy ways, or what would they do if they want to reach out to you?
Yeah. The best way to get a hold of me or our team is to go to ontopical.com. There's a chat service there that'll let you instantly connect with someone on our team to learn more. But of course, you can always reach out to me personally on LinkedIn.
Outstanding. So you're there. I see you on there too. That's how we connected too. So I got it. So thank you very much for your time, Derrick. I really appreciate you coming on the show and helping us understand the company and what Ontopical does. So much obliged for your time.
No, really appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. So this is it for the Dr. Digital podcast for this particular episode. And if you listen to the end of the show, of course, you are now complimentary website analysis. All you have to do is get a hold of me. We'll take a look and see why other people are getting the sales and leads that you would like to. So that's it for this particular episode. See you next time. Until then, Deus Volt.